This is your host, Larry H. Gardner, coming to you live from voiceitradio.com. Headlines and headaches. Calling number again is 216-772-0500. Shout out to everybody that is inside with a hot chocolate right now. Or if you got to be out, make sure you dress warm. First of all, couple of shout outs. Got a couple of birthday shout-outs. Usually I don't really do this, but, I did it. Happy birthday to Sean Literacy, my man Jason Dempsey, the bus driver, Mr. Bus Driver Man, riding at RTA, and Cleveland Heights Girl 2 actor Troy Harris. Happy birthday, Troy. I know you probably wish you was in Atlanta, but I'm glad that you're here in Ohio, so with the cold, the rest of us. But happy birthday to Troy. Jason and Sean Literacy, the author. What up, Javante Guest? What's going on, big bruh? A couple of people that I wanted to also send my condolences to. I'm sending my condolences to Stephen Fowler. Stephen Fowler, who lost his dad 5 days ago. And, if you go on his Facebook page, one of the coldest, pretty much, you can play anything from, piano, anything, just doing that. So sending my condolences to Stephen Fowler and also to my girl Meredith Turner, who lost her mom, Rosalie Turner. So sending some condolences out to them. So sending out condolences to Stephen Fowler and Meredith Turner. You don't ever want to lose a parent. But it happens, and I'm just saying it unfortunately, when there's a win, there's a loss. When there is new life, there's also death. And a shout out to everybody that, just is celebrated their new life. A couple of people, had new grandchildren and children coming in there. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that made it in 2021. To this particular point, to everybody that celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day on the 18th. Shout out to them as well. Shout out to everybody that celebrated virtually. I know we got to do Zoom and all that for the celebrations and things of that nature. But shout out to them. So, Ruby, Cher, Javante, Carlin, Arrogant Warren. Carlin, I see your girls with the pearls. I'm going to bring that up in a minute. Like I said, 216-772-0500 is the number you call in. Headlines and headaches, voiceradio.com, Larry H. Gardner. But first, sad breaking news before I get into my spiel about the inauguration. Hammerin' Hank Aaron, the baseball legend of the Atlanta Braves, also activist, passed away today at age 86. I think it was this morning. Just got the news on my timeline. Rest in peace to Hank Aaron. I'm sending condolences out to his family. It's sad because you lose an icon in the game that set everything off. Forget about the Ashanti versus Keisha Cole versus last night. I don't know if Keisha showed up. But the thing about it is, Hank Aaron, if it wasn't, like Stephen A. Smith said on First Take today, as I was listening to him on my way here out of this code, if it wasn't for no Hank Aaron, it wouldn't be no me, and as Stephen A. Smith said. If it wasn't no Hank Aaron, it wouldn't be no me, Larry H. Gardner. It wouldn't be no LeBron. It wouldn't be anything like setting it away for African Americans to speak up and stand up for what they do. So also it wouldn't be probably a voiceradio.com, no EP, the show host, who is my engineer today. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, I forgot to give this to EP, but I'm just going to do it now. The United States Census sends a thank you. The U.S. Census Bureau hereby recognizes voiceitradio.com as an invaluable member of the 2020 Census Community Partnership and Engagement Program. We appreciate the efforts you make in making the partnership program a success and helping achieve success in the 2020 census.
Finally getting an award.
Yeah, here you go. All right, getting an award. Congratulations, EP. I'm going to sit this over here. You can grab it later. So congratulations. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah, so the thing about it is how EP, how you feel about getting that award?
Man, I'm honored. I want to thank my parents and everybody out there, who taught me. I want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ, and everybody, man, from an old neighborhood, shout out to everybody out there, man. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you for being on. I've been on this station for 5 years, probably close to 5 years now. Probably,
Right.
yeah. So it's been, wherever we are and doing everything else like that. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, and Javante gets it. He definitely paved the way, still doing the thing after all this time. And I know that I'm going to be here hopefully years to come. So, let's get right into it. After all the QAnon conspiracy theories about people getting arrested, after all the stuff that happened, we finally got a new president. Finally, after all this, stop the steal, after all the controversy, after all the BS, after all the lies that have been told, we finally got a new president. Joe Biden was sworn in January 20th, 2021. Before that, the first African-American Indian woman, Kamala Harris, was sworn in as the first African Indian, and woman vice president of the United States of America. Those who were there were former President Barack Obama, First Lady Michelle Obama, Lady Gaga, Garth Brooks, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, those people. And staying there with more. We always support the independent artists. We will always continue to support the independent artists, despite their fan affiliation with certain teams, Stan. We always will. Just saying. I know we sitting at home with y'all. But the first woman, period, to be a VP. Now that she's everybody's saying, well, it's African American woman, Indian woman. She's already got women in her cabinet. Joe Biden has already signed executive orders shutting down that pipeline that was going through reservations and things of that nature. We have to look out for green energy, conserving our natural gas resources. It was like, well, 10,000 jobs were laid off. Some Republicans would say, but here's the thing. Lives would be saved because it like lifting the Muslim ban, letting science take over as far as the coronavirus pandemic and everything else. So it's nice to have a sane White House. No mean tweets, no crazy press conferences. Things are seeming to get back to normal. Now, when I said Joe Biden is the better choice than the former, Trump, it's because that the country was getting out of hand with racism, with systemic racism, riots, other conspiracy theories, and things of that nature. It was just getting overload with some of the most craziest things ever. Now, it's like the country's already been like that, but the thing about it is like Trump let the demons out. Now, if I was Joe Biden, before I go in, hopefully he got an exorcism before he went into the White House. Just saying. The exorcism, and as far as that in Capitol Hill, there was no violence, no nothing. Thank God. So the one great thing that I saw was we saw excellence. Even though Donald Trump wasn't there with Melania, to see Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady, in, and Kamala Harris's husband will be known as the second gentleman. That's the first time we ever said that. I got to get used to that. But here's my take on the whole situation with, and excuse me, I'm going to say this. This president was crazy. With a capital C-R-A-Z-Y. Trump was crazy. It's best to get back to normal. Do I think that Joe Biden is the end-all and be-all of everything and all the problems that's going on in America? No. But Was the stopgap, the stabilizing pin to stop the crazy that was going on in the White House. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the end all be all of all the problems. He's going to end everything. He's not. I'm being realistic. Just like no politician is the end all and be all of the world's problems. It's up to the community. It's up to us, African American people, minorities, to stand up for our rights still. So the work is never finished. But the thing about it is that now it's easier to do the work knowing that we have a sane person in the White House. Makes it a little bit easier. You can sleep at night a little bit more than when it was happening. And I got to give a shout out to Michelle Obama. Did you see like women in pantsuits, the purple by Kamala Harris that she wore, but always my forever First Lady Michelle Obama always steals the show because it's like she came out there like looking like super Wonder Woman. Just make a superhero character out of her. That would work for me. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Wayne McGee, Cynthia, Leisha Robinson. What's going on? 216-772-0500 is the number to call in if you wish to. The thing about it is to give your thoughts. This is my thought on the whole inauguration. You know, the 400,000 flags represented the 400,000 people that died during the pandemic. Speaking of a person that died during the pandemic, you know, I had a cousin, distant cousin, Tim Lester, the blocking back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a Trevor Askew, also distant cousin, pass away because of COVID-19. Both of them were in their 50s. And it's hard because we got so much stuff going on. And you got to look at the human factor. There was really never a human factor. And there's still going to be people crying over, I don't know, and I got to bring this guy up, and he probably will never be brought up by me ever again. Herschel Walker's son, Christian Walker, was just going off about, while he was ordering a latte on Instagram, oh my God, shut your ass up. Just saying. Like, here's the thing with me. You're complaining about, everybody's talking about Biden's got links to China and all other stuff like that. Listen, everybody, like Trump had links to Russia. We knew Russia interfered in the 2016 election. We knew that. It was proven. It was in all this other stuff like that. Now we can get now the thing about it is there's no proven thing with China or whatever. Everybody's talking about that. China's not coming over here taking over. I mean, shoot, to be honest with you, they bought up half the land, so whatever. We get our tennis shoes and stuff from them. But like, have you seen Made in Korea on the back of your stuff? Yeah. So that's pretty much about it. So we need, yeah, Natalie, you're right. We need somebody presidential. Trump wasn't presidential. He was Looney Tune. I mean, put him in a loony bin for real. I mean, if there was a cartoon character, then he would be it. And he would be Donald Duck or whatever. There is a Donald Duck. He would be Orange Donald Duck, Crazy Donald Duck, something like that. And listen, as far as these, and there's now a woman, a Republican Republican senator from Georgia, not the ones that lost. But this woman, I don't even want to bring her name up, is trying to file articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. He even worked like a weekend. Mm-hmm. Like he got sworn in on the 20th. This is like it's 2 days. Like, lady, give it a rest. You're not going to get those through. They're still working on, like, the thing about it is, like, the Senate is they, like, the articles, speaking of articles of impeachment, the House, Pelosi and Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, sent over the articles of impeachment for Trump over to the Senate. And the thing about it is that Mitch McConnell said that he doesn't want anything done until February. They might not make a decision on it in February because Trump did cause the insurrection along with Giuliani and his children and everybody else like that. But let me just explain. The reason why, and I'm going to say this, the reason why that McConnell doesn't want this done until February is this. Because there was not a peaceful transition of power, that Biden is still getting his people confirmed that's going to work in his cabinet. Like Marcia Fudge is going to work for her. He picked her. And they're picking people. Him and Kamala are still getting people confirmed to work in his cabinet. This should have been done already if there was a peaceful transition of power, not the craziness of Capitol Hill that we saw. Oh, by the way, there's still arrests being made. And I'm saying before, the FBI is offering awards up to $10,000 for anybody. This one dude threatened his whole family, said, if you turn me in, I'm putting a bullet in all of y'all. The wife, the children, you know what they did? They turned him in anyway. Yes, and the thing about it is like, hey, Cynthia, the problem is with me is this. It's over. You lost. Get over it. Everybody complaining about, and I'm seeing some people that are crying, well, Biden, what about the black folks? Well, he's working on the student loan debt forgiveness up to $10,000. Listen, take some money off my student loan. You know what here's the thing about the student loan debt forgiveness. Let me just explain to you. That goes on your credit report. You know why? Because it's on mine. And if you have student loan debt, it goes in your credit report. If you take that, if the Biden forgives that 10 grand, that ups your credit score. Think about that. Biden has also extended the eviction forgiveness. That means nobody can evict you from your home, because if you couldn't work during the pandemic, then you had no money. And he's also trying to work on getting them stimulus checks out, like $1,400 to $2,000, however it's going to be worked out. But that has to be worked through the House and the Senate. He's already signed executive orders for some other things to work out through those. And and the thing about it is like saving millions of bad legislation that Trump's done.
Right. Are they giving any breaks on utilities that fall behind?
That's probably hopefully that's through the city and the state government. That's hopefully through the city breaks for that. But yeah, they need to start doing that as well. So city and the state government. But the thing about it is, like, the student loan debt forgiveness up to $10,000. If you owe $50,000, that's $40,000. If you owe like $70,000, like some people owe a lot of money for student loans. And shout out to Kevin Jones and get well soon, Kevin. I saw you on Facebook. I always say get well soon, Kevin. Shout out on making it through your surgeries. What up, bro, man? What up? I'm glad you healthy. But here's the thing, though. I'm saying this. If you think about it in credit terms, as far as your student loan debt forgiveness, thinking in financial terms, what in hell African American people? By the way, the PPP, the Payment Protection Program loans, they're out again, and there's more money to be out for those, and you can still get them through the IRS and things of that nature. Just make sure that you African Americans, if you watch what's going on right now in the White House and look at the briefings, that you make sure that you get in on this and make sure that you get everything while you possibly can, so this stuff does like apply to you, that it applies to you. It might not be directly, but it's going to be indirectly, because it's going to affect everybody. So the thing about it is that we have to celebrate this victory. That's why on break, I'm going to be playing Kool and the Gang Victory. So when I come back, I'm going to talk more about what's going on. Also, I'm going to talk about what this change means to the rest of the world. This is Larry H. Gardner, Headlines and Headaches, VoiceOfRadio.com. We'll be right back. What up, Deshaun? A lot of people don't know what that means, for real.